Ever felt like your expenses are getting out of control, that you don't know when the next large bill is coming, and you want to get this all sorted so that you're not constantly living paycheck to paycheck? Then follow what I do personally. What I do is I write down what my income is, and if I'm paid weekly, I write it down weekly. If I'm paid monthly, I write it down monthly. And I work out what it is after tax. So what I've actually received in the bank. That's net of any deductions. I then work out what my expenses are for the year, and I put that on the same pay cycle as what my income is. So if I get paid weekly, I would then put all my expenses for the year on a weekly basis. So if I have monthly subscriptions, I would then divide it by 4 to get the weekly cost amount. If I have annual subscriptions, I'd divide it by 52 and work out what that weekly cost amount is to match my income. That way, once I've written down all my different expenses throughout the year, I can see on a weekly basis for what I'm earning, are my expenses too high for my income? Am I able to save for my long-term goals? It's very hard to work out how much your expenses are relative to your income when they're all in different cycles. So this is the best way for me to work out what I am doing and how I can minimize any kind of unknowns throughout the year. I would then, once I've worked that out, if I do have an issue where my expenses are too high, I'll take the largest expense and try and think about how I can reduce that. So if your largest expense is rent, I would be looking at whether you could reduce that by either negotiation in your current place or by moving somewhere else smaller or into a different suburb that would reduce that expense. Because once you've looked at your expenses, then you can work out long term how to increase your income, but it's not something that you'd be able to change in the immediate future, as typically increasing your income requires changing jobs, or it requires seeking promotions in your current job, and all of those can't be done as quickly. For example, changing a subscription, canceling a subscription that you don't need, all of those types of things. Stay tuned for more.